Have you ever noticed how the world seems to test you the most when you're trying to stay calm? One insult, one rude comment, one person trying to push your buttons, and suddenly your peace feels like it's slipping away. But what if I told you that the greatest strength is not in fighting back, but in refusing to let anyone control your emotions? Imagine living a life where no one's words, no one's actions, and no one's negativity has the power to disturb your inner peace. That's what we're going to talk about today. How to never get angry or bothered by anyone. Alright, let's sit down together for this one. I want you to imagine I'm not just typing words on a screen, but actually sitting across from you with a cup of coffee, looking you straight in the eyes, telling you the truth that nobody ever really told you about how to stop being angry, how to stop letting people get under your skin, and how to finally live with that calm, untouchable power that you've always wanted. This is not a lecture. It's a story, it's raw, it's personal, and I want you to feel every single word of it. Because let me tell you something. You don't wake up one morning magically immune to anger. You don't just decide to stop letting people bother you. No, you get there by walking through fire, by being burned 100 times, and by realizing, with your whole soul, that nobody on this planet, nobody, deserves the keys to your peace of mind except you. And if you let them, they'll take it, they'll hijack your mood, they'll rent space in your head without paying rent, and they'll live there for days, weeks, sometimes years. But you're going to learn to kick them out. So let's go deep. I want to tell you a story first, because stories stay with us longer than rules or theories. The day I learned what anger really costs. Years ago, I was standing in line at the grocery store. Simple day, nothing special. I'd had a rough week, money was tight, and my mind was buzzing with worries. Then the cashier, a young kid, probably nervous on the job, made a mistake ringing me up. He charged me twice for something. I caught it, told him politely. But then he rolled his eyes, like I was the problem. And that was it. Something inside me snapped. I raised my voice. I made a scene. People were staring. And when it was all done, I got my refund, but I walked out of there feeling like garbage. Why? Because here's the truth. Anger doesn't just burn the other person, it burns you too. It eats at you. It makes you carry this weight home. And when I got home, I wasn't mad at the cashier anymore. I was mad at myself. For losing control. For letting a teenager's eye roll dictate my emotions. That was the day I realized I had handed a complete stranger control of my mood. He pressed a button, and I danced like a puppet. Does that sound familiar to you? Someone cuts you off in traffic, and suddenly they own the next 20 minutes of your life. Your boss criticizes you unfairly, and suddenly they own your entire evening. A family member says something hurtful, and they own your whole weekend. Why do we keep giving away our power like that? The big truth nobody tells you. Here's the truth. People will always do things that can bother you. Always. There will always be rude cashiers, reckless drivers, judgmental relatives, bosses who don't appreciate you. You can't control them. But you can control one thing. Asterisk, how much access they get to your peace. Asterisk. Think of your peace of mind like your house. You wouldn't just leave your front door wide open and let every stranger wander in, right? So why do we do that with our emotions? Why do we let people kick their dirty shoes all over our mental living room? Because we haven't learned to guard the door. And today, I'm going to show you how. Realize anger is a choice, not a reflex. Most people will fight me on this. They'll say, I can't help it. They make me angry. But listen carefully. No one can make you angry. They can provoke you, yes. They can press buttons, sure. But the decision to engage, to flare up, to let it ruin your mood, that's yours. It feels automatic because you've been practicing anger your whole life. It's like muscle memory. But just like you can train your muscles, you can train your response. The next time someone says something rude, don't react instantly. Take one slow breath. Just one. That pause is everything. In that pause, you get to choose. Do I give them my power, or do I keep it? Reframe every offense. Here's a trick I started using. Whenever someone did something to annoy me, I'd stop and ask myself, what's their story? Maybe the cashier wasn't disrespecting me. Maybe he was just scared of messing up again. Maybe the driver that cut me off was rushing to a hospital. Maybe the person who insulted me is carrying a pain I can't even imagine. When you look at people that way, suddenly their behavior feels less like an attack and more like a reflection of their own struggles. And why on earth would I waste my peace being angry at someone else's pain? Practice the so what philosophy. You know what kills anger instantly? These two words, so what? They cut you off in traffic? So what? You'll still get home. Your coworker didn't say thank you? So what? You know your worth. Someone talked behind your back? So what? Talk is cheap. Your life is bigger than gossip. So what? Is like a magic wand. It shrinks problems down to their true size. Because most of the things we get mad about, they don't even matter in 5 days, let alone 5 years. You've got dreams to chase, love to give, joy to experience. Why let small people with small minds drag you down? Build an untouchable inner world. The people who never get bothered, it's not because the world treats them kindly. No, it's because they've built an inner fortress. They've cultivated hobbies, passions, faith, self-respect, gratitude. When your inner world is rich, the outside world loses its power to shake you. Start your mornings with gratitude. Write down 5 things you're thankful for before you even touch your phone. Meditate, pray, journal, exercise, do whatever fills you with strength. That way, when someone throws negativity at you, it bounces off. You're too full of light for their darkness to stick. Remember who you're living for. At the end of the day, the reason most of us get angry is because we care too much about what other people think. Their opinions, their words, their approval. But here's the truth. You are not living this life to impress them. You're living for you, for your loved ones, for your mission. Imagine you're on your deathbed, looking back at your life. Do you really want your biggest memories to be all the times you snapped at people who didn't matter? Or do you want to remember the joy, the laughter, the love, the calm strength that made people say, wow, nothing ever shook them? Choose wisely. Forgive quickly, release instantly. Forgiveness is not about saying, what they did was okay. It's about saying, what they did is not going to own me anymore. The moment you forgive, you cut the chain that ties you to their behavior. And the lighter you travel, the freer you are. Let me paint this for you. Imagine a version of you that never gets angry, never bothered. Someone insults you, you smile and walk away. Someone disrespects you, you don't even flinch, you know who you are. Traffic jams, rude people, unfair bosses, gossip, betrayal, none of it sticks. You move like water, untouchable, calm, unstoppable. That's not fantasy. That's the life you can live if you start guarding your peace today. Every pause, every deep breath, every so what, every act of forgiveness, it all adds up. And one day, you'll wake up and realize, nothing and no one can touch your spirit. Every single moment you choose calm over chaos, you're teaching your nervous system that peace is the default, not anger. The people who provoke you the most are often your greatest teachers, because they show you exactly where your triggers still live. Imagine how liberating it feels to walk into any room and know that no one's words or actions can steal your inner sunshine. You don't need to respond to every insult, every jab, every opinion, because silence is sometimes the loudest and most powerful reply. When you stop giving people the satisfaction of seeing you explode, you quietly become the one in control. Anger may feel powerful in the moment, but peace is the real superpower that lasts far longer and leaves you lighter. Most arguments don't end because one side wins. They end because one side decides their peace is more valuable than being right. The less you explain yourself to those who don't matter, the freer your life becomes, and the more your energy grows. Resentment is like holding on to burning coal. You think it hurts them, but you're the only one being scorched. People will talk, people will criticize, people will judge, but their words don't define you unless you let them live inside your head. Every time you choose patience, you're planting seeds of strength that grow into an unshakable tree within your soul. A calm mind is magnetic because people are naturally drawn to someone who refuses to be rattled by nonsense. When someone offends you, it says more about the storm inside them than about your worth or your identity. True maturity is realizing you don't need revenge, you don't need to prove a point, you just need your peace. The more you practice letting go, the more you'll see that most problems vanish when you stop feeding them attention. People who live in drama will always try to drag you into their storm, but you can choose to stand still in your sunshine. Being unbothered isn't about apathy. It's about valuing your energy so much that you refuse to waste it on negativity. Sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do in a world addicted to outrage is to smile and keep moving. When you stop reacting, you start leading. because leadership is about showing steadiness when everyone else wobbles. Today, I choose calm over chaos, because peace is my natural state. My triggers reveal my growth, and I welcome them as teachers. I walk into every room knowing my light cannot be stolen. Silence is my strength, and I don't need to respond to every jab. By staying calm, I quietly hold the true power in any situation. Anger burns out quickly, but my peace sustains me for life. I don't need to win arguments. I win by valuing my peace more. My energy grows when I stop explaining myself to those who don't matter. I let go of resentment because I refuse to burn myself with anger. Other people's words do not define me. I define me. Every act of patience grows a tree of strength in my soul. My calmness attracts, because people are drawn to steady energy. When others offend, it's their storm, not my reflection. I don't need revenge. I need peace, and that is strength. By letting go, I watch problems dissolve without my effort. I choose to stand in sunshine even when others live in storms. I protect my energy by refusing to waste it on negativity. A smile and steady heart are my quiet rebellion against chaos. By not reacting, I lead by example and inspire steadiness. No one can control me, because I cannot be angered. My patience is proof of my unshakable confidence in who I am. I remind myself, in 5 days, this will not even matter. I starve negativity by refusing to feed it my attention. My energy belongs to my joy, my dreams, and my legacy. Only love, beauty, and inspiration earn space in my mind. Calmness is my strength, because storms cannot shake rooted trees. I respond to cruelty with kindness, and that makes me powerful. Each ignored insult is proof of my mastery over myself. I no longer even need to explain my calm, because it is who I am. Serenity is my shield, forgiveness is my sword, and I am untouchable. So let me say this to you, from one soul to another, you deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve to walk through this life unbothered, unshaken, and unbreakable. And the only person who can give you that gift is you. Don't wait for people to change. Don't wait for the world to be kinder. Start today. Start with one breath, one choice, one so what. Build your fortress. Guard your peace. And never, ever let anyone own your emotions again. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful person in any room is not the loudest, not the angriest, not the toughest. The most powerful person is the one who cannot be moved. And that, my friend, that's about to be you.